iced coffee on a hot day. Since it's 93 degrees out today. You know what else is hot? This fucking Eagles team. That's gonna be this year. There's a lot of positives. I just can't see anything failing this year except that our corners are probably going to blow coverage or whatnot, and hopefully they do something really well. The corner spot is the only position where I'm going to have a little see what happens. Sidney Jones got the boot off today. Well, not today. He's had it off since May 21st, 23rd, something like that. And he'll be at camp next week. And we're in a few days. He flew to Philly the other day. So and we'll see how the rehabbing's been doing. We'll see how he's been doing rehab and whatever the fuck else. But we'll start out with the offense, the running game. LeGarrette Blount, Darren Sproles, Wendell Smollett. I love the lineup. I love that they can switch people out. They got to put Sproles in, and you got Donnell Pumphrey as well in the mix. So I love the running back. It's definitely not going to be a running back by committee because it's definitely LeGarrette Blount is the starter. He's going to start and he's going to ground and pound against offensive line. That Pro Football Focus, which I never read the stats, but it came up on Twitter that we will have one of the best offensive lines in the league next year by grade, of course, which, it depends. Grade is just from what they had last season, but I have a lot of faith in the offensive line, a lot of depth. Lane Johnson staying good, staying there all season. Jason Peters having a heck of a year last year, came back last year, did really well. Alan Barber, is hurt with a calf injury, going to be hopefully, Chance Warmack. And you got Isaac Smaller, third-round pick from last year, coming into the mix at the spot. And I have, I think they're a good run-blocking team. I think they're a great pass-blocking team, especially, if you're going to have a lot of weapons around. A lot more weapons around we did last year. So the offensive line I'm not worried about too much. Wide receiver-wise, I'm very high. Our wide receiver core is 10 million times better because we didn't have one wide receiver going over 400 yards fucking receiving. Jordan Matthews going back to the slot position. Torrey Smith, the speedster on the outside, is going to get the deep balls, or he could pretty much run any type of fucking route. So you're not going to expect just a deep route from him. He can do a lot of other different things. Alshon Jeffrey, of course, for the 50-50 balls, his massive size, jumping up for the ball. And if the Eagles see that there is a defense that has a really small corner on Alshon Jeffrey, they're going to target him. And, Wentz is building that chemistry at Alshon Jeffrey. And, building that chemistry at Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, everybody, not just them. Matt Collins is in the mix, too, our fifth-round pick, our sixth-round pick, I think. Fourth or fifth, whatever, from North Carolina. And he's been looking really good. Shelton Gibson's on the third team offense right now. He's supposed to be a deep threat from West Virginia. He was a fifth-round pick, I think. He's on the third team right now, not really doing too well. He's been dropping a lot of balls. So if all else fails, he'll be on the practice squad, which I want him to be on the practice squad. We need a guy like him on the practice squad, for just seeing if we can indulge and see what he can do in the next few years, and if not, then we chuck him and that's it. So the wide receiver group I have high praise for. As an Eagles fan, you have to have high praise for them because the roster as wide receiver wise, that roster is 10 million times better. Like I said, Jordan Matthews going back to the slot, and Torrey Smith is the type of guy where he's used to getting, doubles on him. So, and his numbers were down last year, and everyone's putting him down for that, and it's fine. And I'm not praising fucking Torrey Smith because he had a bad season last year. I'm praising him because he's actually going to be on a good fucking roster. He's going to be on a good fucking roster for probably the second time of his fucking career on a different team. So, I have high praise for it. And then you switch to the tight end spot. And you got Zach Ertz, you got Brent Selleck, you got Trey Burton. Trey Burton could do everything. They've been putting Trey Burton as a fullback, which I don't know if we're going to be running with a fullback. I think I know they had Bo Allen doing it a few times to get into the red zone, but not red zone, to get into over the goal line for a touchdown. But with LeGarrette Blount back there, if they even put Bo Allen in front of him, yeah, even better. But Trey Burton, he did a lot for us last year. Dropped a few balls, but he was very productive when it counted, and that's all that matters. Brent Selleck is just going to be doing the dirty work. He's not going to be the main tight end unless he's doing, he's going to be blocking because he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. Zach Ertz is the number one tight end. He wants to be the best tight end of the Eagles of all time, quote unquote. And he caught, he's been having 800-yard seasons. I mean, a tight end was pretty much being our wide receiver the past 2 years. And this is the first time in Zach Ertz's career he had pretty much a quarterback for more than a year. This is like his fourth quarterback, something like that. He's had for more than a year, which is crazy because it's hard. Like when you're a wide receiver or tight end, and the team is constantly switching quarterbacks. So you got to rebuild chemistry, then you got to go through the whole fucking, you got to go through the whole thing all over again. So tight end position, I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with those three. So keep it up. Zach Ertz will be productive. He had to do one-on-ones. As well as the wide receivers. So one-on-one for Zach Ertz, one-on-one for Jordan Matthews, and someone's going to get open, and that's how it goes. Now, we're going to go to the defensive side of the ball. The D-line is just going to be amazing. Okay, and I'll give you 3 reasons. Okay, 1, Derek Barnett. Number 2, Brandon Graham. Number 3, Fletcher Cox with Timmy Jernigan in the middle. It's just we'll start out with Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett is just he's learning and he's been beating our right tackle Lane Johnson. He's got great technique. He knows how to bend his body down to get around those fucking tackles. And I know they don't have pads on, but Lane Johnson has said twice that he's been doing really well, and the coaches like his work ethic. I think he's going to be the real fucking deal for this D line, and I hope so. And he'll be something we're actually going to have an end that's actually could be a DN because Benny Logan never, did a good job in the middle, so he didn't do too much, which would help the tight end, the D end. Connor Barwin didn't fit into the mix too well, switching from 3-4 to a 4-3, whatnot. So then you go in the middle, you got Timmy Jernigan, which by far one of the best trades that we had in the offseason. Switched 3rd-round picks in the draft, just swapped them. And then you're getting a 24-year-old defensive lineman that loves running a 4-3, that can manhandle people. Not the biggest guy in the world, but his technique's great. And he's a top 5 D tackle in the league against the run. And a very, very, very good pass rusher. 13 sacks the past 3 years with the Ravens. Came from Florida State. And going to do really well for us. And on top of that, he's playing next. He's never played to a Pro Bowl fucking defensive tackle like Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox had a down season last year. Had, I think, generated 3 sacks beginning of the season. And then kind of, went down after that. But it's going to be a nice little tag team in the middle against guards, and you know what I mean. So it's going to be something nice because I know Timmy Jernigan could definitely handle a double team. He could handle one-on-ones, and Fletcher Cox can handle one-on-ones. And if there is a chink in the chain and in that offensive line of any team we're facing, and they want to switch as well as the DNs, Jim Schwartz will do it. Whatever it takes to line up the strongest guy against the weakest guy, he'll do. And if he's set to where he's confident in keeping the guys in the same spots all year, I'm down with that too. Brandon Graham, he's come a long way. Drafted and then getting hurt a few times, limiting him of what he could, limiting him of his showcase, what he could do for this team. And the past 2 seasons, he's been doing well, and he's one of the best DNs in the league for his age. And you know what? I love his attitude. The sacks aren't there, but at the same time, he could collapse the pocket, and that's all that matters. As long as he can collapse the pocket, close it up, and cause the quarterback to throw the ball somewhere or take, or run around to take a hit from somebody else, it's all that matters. It's all that matters. Then we could talk about Vinny Curry, and really, from a 3-4 to a 4-3, he's been doing horrible. And he can rush. He can definitely rush on as a DN. He can rush the outside on tackles, but he just either he's been flat on his ass, or he gets knocked down his ass, or he's not getting to the quarterback enough, and he's not. And Jim Schwartz said he just needs that extra step. He needs that extra step to where he just needs that little bit of a push to where he can get to the quarterback. Just a little bit more closing the pocket, and he should be fine. The money he's getting is not what he should be getting right now because he's not producing too much. And Brandon Graham is a guy that's getting paid lower than fucking Vinny Curry, and I can understand that. And then you got, you pretty much are going to have I don't want to over-exaggerate, but this could be a top defensive line. I'm not saying a top 5 defense, but that defensive line is top 5. Hands fucking down. Yes, it's on paper. It looks good on paper, but let me tell you something. When you got a DN that can close the two DNs that are going to close the fucking pocket, like the way that's going to happen, it's going to work out nicely. And I have full confidence in that D line. I have full confidence in that O line. Okay? And the defensive line is going to make corners look good. The corners can make the D-line look good. If the corners stay covering their receivers, and the D-line's getting pressure, it's going to help generate a sack or a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, whatever it is. If the D-line gets pressure, chucking the ball, the corners will look good. So one hand washes the other. You know what I mean? And you got, we signed vets on the D end, did really well with that. And the more depth you have on that D line, so you can't just have like a good 4 starters, you know what I mean? Because if you have no one behind them that are going to produce, it's going to look like shit, and it's not going to do too much. So we got some great depth on that D line right now. Bo Allen's hurt a little bit, but he'll come back. It's his last year of his contract. The Eagles are definitely not signing him to a big deal because he's not that type of guy to get a big deal. Not a bad guy at all. Not bad at playing that the defensive tackle position. He's just not generating too much. He's a good guy. He's a stumpy guy that can stay in the middle and hold his ground. And that's pretty much it. You're not going to see much else from him. Then we go to the linebacker spot. Nigel Brown was probably one of our best pickups in free agency last year. And he produced automatically. He generated a few sacks, some fumble recoveries, had a pick against the Bears. Did really well. Nigel Brown was probably one of the best pickups we had, especially last year. And handling that outside linebacker spot, I think he's fine. He has a little bit of a off the field issue, some hotel. He hit some guy with he hit somebody. He was on vacation or he was hanging out in Florida, I guess near a pool or something, and he was fighting over something and he ended up hitting somebody. So now the Eagles still don't know what's going on with that. So I don't know if he's going to get suspended or whatnot. It's been like this for a while, so probably nothing's going to happen. No charges were against, whatever. I don't know what happened yet. So that is what it is. Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks is, by what he's done the past few years, I mean he had 5 picks this year. And honestly, the guy is just full of heart, and he is the quarterback of that defense, and he knows what he's doing. And Jordan Hicks was one of the best pickups that we've had the past few years, especially at linebacker where we needed it the most. So I'm I'm very high on him, and I trust in him a lot to fill the gap and make the tackle and get shit done, which is great. So I have no problem with him at all. I mean, he's just doing an amazing job for us. Other linebacker spot, I don't know. Nate Gary, from Wisconsin, I think. From Wisconsin, we drafted him in I think the 6th round. They actually turned him into a linebacker. From a safety to a linebacker. He's a big guy. He's a very, very big guy. He's got big fucking arms. And they said he's been doing really well in the linebacker spot a lot. A little bit different transition, but he's picking it up well. So, which I know if Kendricks is going to be off this team, Michael Kendricks is definitely not going to be here after this year. And if he's still here now, then whatever, he's going to play this year, and that's it. They got to get rid of his ass. He's got to be out. But if we need depth, we don't want to get rid of him if we need depth. So we're already paying him his money, so let him fucking stay for a year. He can contribute and do whatever he's got to do. Let him work for his next contract on another team. Let him just play his fucking year out. And if he plays a lot, then he'll get a contract from another team next year. Let him fucking walk in free agency, whatnot. And we'll see what happens from there with that outside linebacker spot. Joe Walker did very well in preseason last year. He ended up tearing his ACL, and they're getting him back on track. They're moving him slowly back into the linebacker spot. He had a great preseason, and then he tore his ACL, and we were like, fuck, man. We really want to see what this guy could do. I think he was a 7th round pick last year. So I'm the linebacker position. I think we can upgrade on the outside a little bit. Definitely one spot on the outside. I think we have no depth at linebacker at all. Like, hopefully if Nate Gary could step up, that'd be fucking awesome. If not, then they're gonna have to get somebody next year for outside linebacker. We're gonna need at least one outside linebacker at least for depth, or a new starter, one or the other, or both. You can do both. Either way. Safeties. We don't got to talk much about safety because I have full confidence in Rodney McLeod. Great pickup from the St. Louis Rams. And Malcolm Jenkins. And Malcolm Jenkins is as old as he can get. He is not. He plays very well. I don't like him moving to the corner spot because I don't want Jalen Watkins playing at fucking safety because he sucks and I hate him and I wish they didn't sign him for an extra year, but we have no depth at safety, so him being in the lineup, whatever. Malcolm Jenkins never gets hurt. Rodney McLeod is doing, he had his bumps and bruises this year, nothing crazy, but I think depending on that corner spot, won't have to do too much. If they have to help over the top too many times, corners got to stick to their own, and that's how it is. But Rodney McLeod, the guy's passionate. He's a hard hitter. He's not afraid of anything. For a small guy, he can fucking hit really hard, and that guy's going to be a fucking monster. And I'm glad. I think if he doesn't do too well this year, I think they might. I don't know if they'll move him, but they might renegotiate. I don't know. But the safety spot we're set at. Malcolm Jenkins is the leader. He's the vocal leader of the defense. Jordan Hicks is the quarterback on the field. But Malcolm Jenkins is the leader, the vocal leader of the defense, and I'm very happy that we got Malcolm Jenkins instead of Jarius Byrd. Thank fucking God we got him. The Saints let him go. Thank you. So I'm happy with the safety position no matter what. So we're going to go down the corner now. This is where it gets a little interesting because you got Patrick Robinson. He's already getting beat out. Signed him. Went to 3 fucking teams. Between the Saints, the Chargers, and the fucking Colts. Never lived up to his first round potential. So if he can do something in the slot, awesome. I mean, let's see what he can do. 1-year deal, nothing to worry about, whatever. Our 3rd round pick, Rasul Douglas, corner from West Virginia, is showing a lot of good things. He started out in the slot with the first team, and now he just moved to the first team in the outside position, opposite of Jalen Mills, outside corner starting right now. Rasul Douglas at 6'3", 205 pounds. Guy can really do it. If he can keep his spot, if he could show that he could fucking play, and this 3rd round pick works out for us, I will be fucking happy. And I don't know, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's a ball hawk. He had 8 interceptions, and he led I think he was tied or led the whole country in all of the college football, 8 interceptions, whatnot. And I have high praise for Rasul Douglas. I don't sleep on Rasul Douglas, because with Malcolm Jenkins and Ronnie McLeod behind him, as he said in his interview, is that he can just see the play unfolding, because Malcolm Jenkins can read it, Ronnie McLeod can read it. Ronnie McLeod's a vet, all right. He's a young vet that learns quick. So Rasul Douglas could be something. Very high praise. I hope he starts. I hope he fucking balls out. Jalen Mills, the best corner on our team, hands down. Hit his bumps and bruises, never allowed a touchdown from any of the top receivers. Julio Jones, Jordy Nelson, Antonio Brown held it down. Yeah, he had his bumps and bruises because he's a rookie, had his bumps and bruises, but he never put his head down. He kept his head up, and he fucking went to the next play and fucking stopped him on the next play. That's all that matters to me. I don't like people that give up on this team. I don't like people that fucking throw in the towel and say, fuck it, I'm done. Okay? Jalen Mills is going to be something in this league. And the coaches have high praise for him at year 2. Makes a big leap, and that's it. Jalen Mills, I have full confidence in. If he fucking balls out, good. I'm happy with it. I just don't want him to fail, and I think he has a mindset right now where nothing's gonna stop him, and he's gonna keep going at it. And if he could follow these top wide receivers down, he didn't allow a touchdown from any top wide receiver this year. Nobody. He didn't allow 1 touchdown from anybody this year. Nobody. At all. 0. Okay? So, any other backup at corner? I don't think so. Aaron Grimes went to a Canadian league and then came back because he got hurt last year. Then they kicked him off the team last year. And Malcolm Jenkins said that Aaron Grimes is showing a lot of productivity. He's doing really good at the corner spot, a lot. I don't know if he can start the other slot corner or whatnot, but Aaron Grimes is doing really well, so we'll see how he does. I don't know how he's going to do until they put pads on, as like everybody else. But I have high praise for it. Not as much as the other guys, but I hope, if he could fucking show something, and, when he's healthy, he'll be an ace. We'll score an ace. And then you got Sidney Jones. Took the boot off May 23rd, 21st, whatever, like I said before. And they're going to see how his rehab is. The great thing about this is we just stole a top 10 pick in the second round. Okay, he tore his Achilles. He just turned 21 years old. The guy is young as shit. And he's on the back burner. In the back of our minds, he's on the back burner. And now this guy could be a shutdown for us. This guy could be something. I hope he's something. I don't think he's going to be a bust. I'll be surprised if that happens. But he could be the starting corner. Across from Rasul Douglas. They got lockers next to each other. Been talking. They critique each other, what they do. Learn from each other. They want to be corners for this team for years to come. And if this pans out with Sidney Jones, especially Rasul Douglas as well, I'll be happy with it. We make a wild card game this year, win the division or whatnot, whatever happens. And Sidney Jones is healthy, and they want to put him in, see what he can do. Put him in, see what he can do. If it's down the road, in fucking December, going into January, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, so all that can come into a factor. You come to effect pretty quick. So Sidney Jones, I'm very high of. As you know, he's my profile picture for YouTube. He's my background picture for YouTube. I have high praise for this guy. I love this guy. I love how he plays. He plays face to face with every fucking wide receiver. He's not afraid of anybody. He didn't allow a touchdown. I'm not gonna say that he's never gonna allow a touchdown from any receiver. It's the NFL. It's gonna happen. But I'm saying that he shows a lot of passion, a lot of heart, and he can fucking ball. Okay, so don't sleep on Sidney Jones when he comes back. You act like the guy's not going to be able to know how to play football. You act like he's not at team meetings. You act like he doesn't have he's he's looking at training camp and he's not doing things. I mean, come on now. I mean, let's get real. I mean, someone comes back from injury. Look, Jason Peters went through what, two Achilles injuries. Sam Bradford went through 2 ACLs, and he's been healthy ever since. So I don't want to hear the bullshit about Achilles and he's not going to do shit after he comes back, because he will do something in this league. He will do something for the Eagles, as much as no one fucking likes it and likes to talk about it. He will do something, and I will be fucking really, really surprised if he's a bust, and I highly fucking doubt it. We just stole a top 10 pick in the second fucking round. So, and then it all comes down to Carson Wentz, our quarterback. And not only can the guy throw the ball now, he didn't have the pieces last year, and he got criticized for it. Got criticized for it. You can't compare one QB to another if they have no weapons. And we all know where I'm going to go with this. So I'm going to skip that. And now he has weapons. He's got a pair of legs on him. He could run. He could extend plays. When he extended plays this past season, he still couldn't find anybody open to throw the ball to. And that's not good. That means that these receivers aren't doing their jobs. That means they're not good enough. That means they're not living up to their fucking potential. I'm off the Nelson Aguilar train, so just shut the fuck up about Nelson Aguilar. It's fucking over. It's done. I don't care if he has 2 fucking good days of OTAs. Applause. I don't care. It's OTAs. He did this shit last year too. Oh, second year's going to be his year. Now, third year's going to be his year. Now it's going to be his year, his third year. Too late. He's way too down the depth chart to do anything. Jordan Matthews been out with some knee pain, whatever the fuck it is. Nelson Aguilar's been taking a spot in the slot. Not a bad thing. Now, if he does something where, he does good in preseason, and if he balls out in preseason, I'll say, hey, he definitely got a lot better, and I think he's on the right track. We'll see in preseason, because he didn't do shit in preseason last year. He didn't do anything. He dropped balls in preseason too last year. He didn't do anything in preseason last year. Okay. I'm off that boat. Off that train. It has set sail. It has gone. I'm done with Nelson Aguilar. And you guys should be too. Carson Wentz, like I said, pair of legs on him, could extend plays. And now he'll have receivers to throw the ball to, and a tight end that's very productive. And he has a running back. Just having LeGarrette Blount standing on that fucking field is a threat. Just him standing there means the ball can go to him. Doug Peterson's been saying he's been throwing the ball to he's been getting LeGarrette Blount in the passing game as well. And he said, I wouldn't expect it, but he's actually a very good, he catches the ball well, and his movement is very good after catching the ball. They can use him in any way. They study him. They study him when he was on the Patriots, what he can do, what he can't do, what he's good at. They trust me. They're looking at everything he could do and see what he could do and try to utilize his strengths over his weaknesses to succeed on this team, whether it's for 1 year or not. So Carson Wentz got the weapons now. It's up to him now. Okay, he threw 3,700 yards, over 3,700 yards, okay? The picks don't matter to me. It's not about the picks, okay? He threw picks because he's not going to throw the ball out of bounds every time. He's not going to run out of bounds every time when someone's chasing him. He's trying to make a fucking play. You want your quarterback to try to make a play through a tight window. Shit happens, okay? He wasn't fully extra prepared before the season because he was getting the reps, but he wasn't getting as many reps with the starting team because who fucking knew that we were trading Sam Bradford for a first round pick from the Vikings? No one fucking knew that. That was out of the fucking blue. And the Vikings brought up Sam Bradford in the trade. We didn't. And it happened. And it was 8 days, and then he had to rush and get to his shit. He became the starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's how it went. So, the blame cannot go over there. It just can't. But now he's got the weapons. He throws 3,700 yards with fucking shit receivers. I can see him throwing more than fucking 4,000 yards. Maybe close to 5,000 if he's successful with these receivers now that he has. He's got vet receivers on it now, catching the damn ball. Plus Jordan Matthews in the slot where he should have fucking been. Plus Zach Ertz that's fucking becoming very, very good. And now you got a running back. Not just him. Not LeGarrette Blount that's going to fucking get the extra yards and run people over. You got Darren Sproles they're going to use. They can use LeGarrette Blount and Darren Sproles in the backfield. Not even that. You got Donnell Pumphrey now. A guy that the fucking team is praising him. Doing good in OTAs, doing good in practice. His speed is ridiculous. Like I said, he is going to change the NFC East. The Cowboys were going after him, and don't say he wasn't because the Cowboys were fucking going to go pick his ass. Till we jumped in front and got him. You can't ignore a dude that has a pedigree breaking Marshall Faulk's all-purpose yard record in college history. That doesn't happen at all. For San Diego State, that wasn't expected to happen, but it happened. And it's hard to look away from that. So, same thing as Derek Barnett, 30-something sacks in 3 years. That's pretty fucking amazing. Pretty amazing. Breaking Reggie White's fucking sack record. Guy can get to the fucking quarterback. But you worry about fucking Wentz. Don't worry about Wentz. You got to worry about Sproles being on the field. You got to worry about Donnell Pumphrey on the field. LeGarrette Blount's on the field now. In Eagles green. If he went, I'm going to clear this up. If LeGarrette Blount went to the fucking Giants, that would suck. Because I would be like, fuck. Because now they're going to have a guy that could fucking knock people on their ass and run their fucking asses over. Okay, and with the Giants, they'd probably be successful with LeGarrette Blount. I'm not going to lie. Probably would be. Depending on how good the offensive line blocks. Because for the New York Giants, I think their offensive line is not really good. But, and number two, I want to clear the fact I never wanted Brandon Marshall. So stop saying his name in my fucking comment box every 2 seconds. Because I never wanted Brandon Marshall. Go back down my videos, free agency, and I'll tell you if I wanted Brandon Marshall, because I never did. And I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous that you guys picked up a 32-year-old fucking receiver. No, I'm not. Because none of us, whether it's in the Philly Knights or the fan base, never wanted Brandon Marshall. So, enjoy. That's all I could say. LeGarrette Blount could be a difference maker because he could find those creases, he could go up through the tackles, and he could get contact and drag people for 4, 5, 6, 7 extra yards. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. So, this team is complete on offense right now. More complete than ever been. And they could do something. That's it. And it comes down to Carson Wentz now. Howie Roseman said we want to surround our quarterback with weapons. Well, Carson just got a fucking hell of a gift this past fucking offseason. He got weapons now. He can actually do something now. So, I'm just saying, I'm not going to discover and say what we're going to win, how many games we're going to win. I think we'll win 10 games. I think we could win 10 games this year. I think we can go 10-6, the most. I think we could do it. I'm not saying 12-4. I'm not saying 8-8. I'm saying 10-6. And a wild card game. That's what I'm saying. Okay? And this team is going to get... This team is being thrown under the carpet, slept on, We're sleepers every fucking year. It's a different year now. It's a different year. Last year, I knew we weren't going anywhere. Even from the beginning of the season, I never said that we were going to go anywhere because I knew the receivers weren't going to be what they were going to be. DGB, I was excited for him to be on this team, but now I know why Tennessee didn't want him. His work ethic sucks. And he looks sloppy, and he just looks like a giant fucking doofus fuck. So, he's off the team. So now, Carson's got weapons. And they're not wasting his years away. They're going to do whatever they possibly can. See, I'm not like, our organization is not like some teams where we put all our eggs into one basket. Because the Cowboys are putting all their eggs into one basket with Taco Charlton. I don't know why. They think this guy's going to be a beast, a monster. He'll be productive, but he's not going to be no fucking... I don't know. I don't know what. They should worry about their drug overdosed fucking DWI fucking people on, players on that team that just have so many fucking issues, and 9 fucking free agent starters that left the damn team, or 8 free agent starters, no, 9 of them left, and, the defense being pretty much collapsed because you win defenses in this, you win games with defenses in this league, and you need it. If we lost like 9 defensive players to free agency, like that would fucking suck, and I probably would have no hope for the fucking defense at all, because that means that your organization, number 1, doesn't know how to handle cap, number 2, doesn't know how to sign players to the right fucking money to where, it gets spread out and how much money they'll have over the years. And number 3, accountability. No one takes accountability in the Cowboys organization at all. It's all down to one fucking man. It always been down to one fucking man. As much as no one's gonna like me saying that, but it's fucking true. Because only one man runs the show there. There's no distribution of power anywhere. It's just fucking one word, one dictatorship, one fucking answer. One mouth running. Then you got the Redskins that had a GM that got fucking fired. Alcoholic fucking GM. Couldn't stay off the fucking bottle. And gets fired after free agency. Everyone thinks, and then their fucking owner's a fucking stupid ass piece of shit because he doesn't know how to run a fucking team. And then you lose fucking good players in free agency. Don't want to sign them back. A reliable source you think Terrell Pryor's going to be a reliable source to catch the damn ball? Terrell Pryor's just figuring out how to be a fucking wide receiver at age fucking 29 years old. Then you think Crowder's going to be the next Deshaun Jackson. Crowder's is replaceable for Deshaun Jackson. Give me a fucking break. And then you got not even just Crowder, but then now you got Doxson didn't even fucking play last year, and you're fucking praising him like he's gonna have a fucking 1,000-yard season or some shit, and he hasn't even played a whole fucking year. And it's a dumpster fire. It's a fucking, and you sign Terrell Pryor, all right, we're set. We got to sign Terrell Pryor. And you sign Quick. Oh yeah, we signed Quick, so that's good now. Another old fuck. So, Terrell Pryor's not going to substitute for fucking Pierre Garçon. Sorry, it's not going to happen. He was a reliable Pierre Garçon. If one thing, he wasn't the star of the offense, but he made catches where they counted, and that's fucking true. Okay, and Crowder only benefited from fucking Deshaun Jackson being on the damn field, and that's fucking true. So we'll see what happens. Defense. I think the Redskins could have a pretty good defense. I think they did actually pretty good on the defensive side of the ball in free agency. Not free agency, in the draft. And that's pretty much it. Solomon Thomas is a good pick for them. I have nothing against the guy. I think he's going to be a good player. But their defensive line as a whole is not going to generate pressure. It's one guy in that defensive line that really, Chris Baker left to the Bucs. So you need one full fucking defensive line to get pressure. I don't see pressure coming from that defense unless it's one guy beating. He's not beating Jason Peters. He's not beating Lane Johnson. So I ain't fucking worrying about it. And if he does, good for him. And he's not going to do it every fucking time. None of our players will do it every time, but somebody will get fucking free. Cowboys need as much to everybody from that draft is probably going to be fucking starting at that fucking corner spot. Scandrick is a fucking injury-prone fuck, and that's it. And even when we played week fucking 16 against the Cowboys with all the substitutes, Scandrick was in that game most of the fucking time playing, and he got beat I don't know how many fucking times. Nelson Aguilar beat him. He got beat a lot. If you rewatch that game, you could fucking see him get beat I don't know how many fucking times. They need more young blood. Claiborne leaving, and whoever the fuck else, I forgot the other corner's name, that's been on the team for a long ass time. One went to the Jets, one went to the fucking Baltimore Ravens. So, and Dallas Cowboys offensively is they have a good offense. I'm not gonna lie, they got pieces. So they got a good running back on their offensive line. I don't know their offensive line. The window is closing. That offensive line, they're gonna have to get more young people in there. They're gonna have to Zach Martin if they end up paying him. I don't know if they're gonna end up paying him next year, the end of the year. He'll be probably the highest paid guard in the league next year. And if they could pay him a fucking crazy contract, then they can. But if they do, they're going to have to let players go. And I know that for a fact because their cap's not good. They got 14 mil back from the Romo thing. They might as well not fucking do a damn thing. They might as well just fucking stay calm with their money and not fucking do a damn thing. They might as well not spend a fucking dime because they need every fucking dime they can by the end of this fucking year. And if they don't make room, they can't sign Zach Martin. Doug Free's gone. La'el Collins is moving to the other side of the line now, and he's not the best fucking... He ain't no fucking first round fucking material. He ain't a fucking curtain you can't go by. He's been beaten out how many fucking times? Tyrone Smith's getting fucking old. And that's really it. So, offensive line could be not too good in Dallas next year. They ain't winning 13 games. They're not winning 10 games. They're not winning 9 games. I don't even see them winning 9 games next year. We got depth at offensive line. We have guys that could take spots. We have good depth. We don't have good starter, bad fucking backup. We actually have very good backups. And they started a lot of games this year. And we have weapons now to where... So you're going to say the offensive line sucks because Carson Wentz gets hit. Carson Wentz gets fucking hit because we had a right tackle that had PEDs. Carson Wentz gets hit because there's nobody fucking open for 10 fucking days. So put that into effect too, which you guys don't give a fuck about. See, I'm being real with every fucking team. I'm being real with the Cowboys situation. I'm being real with the Redskins situation. I mean, I'm not just talking shit. I'm being real about it. And see, I'm not just like, oh, fuck the Cowboys, fuck the I'm talking about their offense. I'm talking about their defense. I know a lot of shit, okay? I know what's going on with the other teams. I'm not just fucking all Eagles, and I don't know what's going on with the rest of the fucking NFC East. I know what's going on with the rest of the NFC East. Okay? The Giants, $200 million fucking defense. Sorry, if you can't win a fucking wildcard game with a $200 million defense, guys should be fucking kicked out of the fucking league for it, because you can't beat Green Bay Packers on a fucking wildcard game when the Green Bay Packers were hurt at the offensive line really badly and they were blocking like they were all fucking Pro Bowlers up there. Okay? And then you got fucking players that are too high on themselves. You got OBJ that's going out with some hermaphrodite fucking tranny bitch. Holding out for a bigger contract, which, you know what? OBJ does deserve a bigger contract, hands down. He's getting underpaid. He's not getting paid much at all. So if he holds out in OTAs because either he likes fucking cheat meals or he wants more money, the Giants should pay him his fucking money. The Giants shouldn't have fucking franchise tagged JPP. That was a fucking waste. I don't know how much money that was, but I know it was ridiculous. And Damon Harrison and fucking Oliver Vernon. Look, I know you bring up stats. I know you bring up, Vernon had 8 sacks. Well, he had 8 sacks, but did it fucking do anything this year? No, it didn't do a fucking thing this year. It brought you to a wild card game that you couldn't beat the fucking Packers, and the Packers just... Then you got a bunch of players. You know, the whole fucking team went to Miami, and or most of the team went to fucking Miami and partied the whole fucking week and hung out the whole fucking week, and then they had a bad fucking game in Green Bay, which, that couldn't have happened. That wasn't because of that. Let me tell you something. OBJ dropped fucking Victor Cruz. Shepard dropped a pass in the end zone. OBJ dropped 2 passes in the end zone. We're right in his fucking hands. Mr. fucking one-handed catch. Mr. Perfect. Mr. Fantastic. Mr. one-handed grab touchdown. Okay? His time to shine. OBJ is fucking... He's overrated. He's a great player, but he's fucking overrated. They overrate him so fucking much with the ever since the catch, the cameras don't show off him because just attention. No classy fucking players. And that defense, let me tell you something. When you spend that much money, you better fucking pray to God you win a fucking wild card game. But you couldn't even fucking do that against the Green Bay Packers. So if you guys said you were big and bad, what's the excuse of not winning against the Green Bay Packers? What, penalties? What? You guys lost. Plain and simple. Have I complained about the refs? Yeah, I think the refs are horrible. I think the past few years, I think Roger Goodell has to get the fuck out of here, like after this year. Because he has one more year on his contract. They got to bring some new blood in. They have to redo the whole ref, because some of these refs don't have no idea. And let me tell you, we've all been fucked on calls. Every team's been fucked on calls, okay? We don't have to complain. Every team's been fucked up on calls. But the fucking Giants, bro, like seriously, you don't address fucking offensive line. You get an offensive lineman in the 6th, 7th round, whatever the fuck, I don't even know his fucking name. You just drafting fucking guys. You just draft the tight end in the 1st round. You could have had Cam Robinson, a fucking future Pro Bowl fucking tackle, which you need a tackle, but you like whatever his fucking name is, John Jerry, whatever his fucking name is, he's a piece of shit. That can't block for his fucking life. So I mean, that's it. And Eli needs protection. He needs a good offensive line. He can't fucking run. He doesn't run anymore. He can't scramble anymore. He fucking just falls to the damn ground if he's about to get hit. They're building the wide receiver core and getting a better tight end to start, because the Giants haven't had a good tight end in a long time, and there's really nothing. If the offensive line is not going to do shit for Eli, if Eli holds the ball more than 3 seconds, he's fucking done. And that's just how it's been. It's been like that for a while, okay? It's been a fucking mess over in New York. I don't care what the fucking record was last year, okay? I don't care what the record was last year. You got to win it where it counts. You got to win it. I mean, you have to. Okay, so yeah, you guys took a step up. You guys had a good record. You swept the fucking Cowboys, which was a great thing, and you guys actually did something and got to the game. Look, I don't care if we go one and done. If we go to the playoffs this year, if we go one and done, of course I'll be pissed about it. But and all the comments will roll up and say, "Oh, you guys lost, fucking ringless fucks," same old bullshit story. But I'll be happy because we went in the right direction. Because we actually been farther than we haven't been in a while. So it'll make me happy if we win the division, or if we win a wild card game, or even if we get to a wild card game. Okay? Shit like that. But that defense don't scare me. It just don't. Okay? It just doesn't scare me at all. And I'm being real. I've been real with you guys. I talk my shit. But I've been real with everybody. I've been real with every team. I've been real with what the problems are with every team, not just my team. So this video, I know it's a long video. I talked about my team, and I talked about everyone else in the NFC East. And that's it. I think the Redskins will be last place. And I think it'll be a crapshoot between the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles. And I think we're being underestimated way too much. And everyone should be real. And that's it. So I won't be answering comments in this video, because you guys, the more you talk shit, the more you guys are just gonna, you keep on hating all you want, but when the time comes and you get your ass beat, I know you'll disappear. And if you don't disappear by leaving a comment, then you're just trying to do that so you make yourself not look bad, which is fine, because I respect that. You got to show up when it counts and show up when it doesn't count, whatever. But I'm just being realistic with all these teams. Just being realistic. It's just one of those times where, I look around the league, I see what other teams are doing, but I've never seen the Eagles made so many good moves this year. They didn't, the rental team, you know what I mean? Yeah, good. Because you know what, motherfuckers, you know what? The good thing is that we're not tied in the money with anybody. But then we have 35 to 40 million in cap space next year, then we can sign whoever the fuck we want. We won't be like you broke fucks in the NFC East. We won't be like you broke pieces of shit. We won't be broke bitches because we'll spend our money wisely. Because just say we signed Torrey Smith to a fucking big ass deal and he didn't do a fucking thing, you guys would be laughing at us. You didn't do anything. Torrey Smith sucks, blah, blah, blah. And you signed him to all that money. You guys are fucking retards. And now we signed him to 1 year deals. Now we're still fucking retards, apparently. But it is what it is. I like what they're doing. I like how they're doing it. I'm happy for it. I'm all up for it. So, that's just how it's going to go. The Eagles are underestimated, and you guys are going to find out this year. Whether you like it or you don't. So, until this time, until preseason, until the first week of the game, the Redskins. Everybody tune in for the Redskins game. Because, oh boy, it's going to be a fucking game. Not for the home team. Not at all. Just giving you my perspective. See, I don't just look at my fucking team and just say, oh, we're the best. No, I look at my team and say, we have vastly improved. And I look at other teams and say, here are good things. I said good things about the Cowboys. I said good things about the Giants. I said good things about the Redskins. And I said bad things about every team. Every team has a strength, has a weakness. So don't fucking say your whole team is great, because it's not. Everybody has a fucking weakness. That's it. Okay? I'm going to get going. This is your boy Joey Shakes. I'll see you guys later.